Well, hello everyone. This is Raquel and welcome. Today is Saturday, October 26th or Sunday, October 27th, depending upon where you are in the world. And I am really grateful you're here listening to this update and what is going on energetically across the globe, across the solar system, across the galaxy, and beyond. Because there is so much taking place that is actually being felt all the way down at this level of consciousness. And we are really experiencing some pretty intense pushback to all of the quantum work that is happening at the quantum light containers, the light architecture that is working to unravel, take apart, disrupt, break. These are all words to describe what is happening. The program, the energetic grids, the energy of really keeping chaos at the forefront. Chaos and doom and gloom and fear-based energies. And so many of us have been experiencing some pretty intense emotion over the last few weeks, I would say. Months might be better. But for many of us, you may be feeling intensification happening with these energies. So much pushback is happening because we are being quite successful at unraveling, unlocking, taking apart, and disrupting mass consciousness frequency bands, grids, and energetics that are being broadcasts, if you will, for all kinds of just fear-based, chaotic energies to continue to be at the forefront. It's been a very interesting experience for many of us as we continue to go through the ebb and flow. We are experiencing really intense emotions coming up. And this is because we are taking apart so many of the distorted timelines, if you will. Programs is almost a better way to even describe it, that have been actually going on for hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of years on this planet. And so it's been intense, and that would be an understatement. And as we come through the next several weeks, it's going to intensify even more. And why? Because we are actually unlocking and unraveling some pretty big containers that have been at play, that have been active, that have been ongoing, causing patterns and experiences to loop, right? To continue to play out over and over and over again for humanity. And so as we continue to take this apart at the core levels, at the levels in which this energy was installed, if you will, through the lunar distortions, through the inverted magnetics on the planet, and all the different ways in which quite frankly, we have been subject to some pretty harsh, distorted frequencies that affect our nervous system, affect our thought processes, affect our health on every single level, and affect our ability to stay connected to the organic levels of consciousness. And so, if you are experiencing this, if you are feeling these energies and the frequencies that are playing out in almost like turning up a stereo to 10,000 times what we would normally hear it. Those are the frequency waves that are being bombarded in the airwaves right now, and it's tangible. You can feel it, especially if you are at all sensitive to energetics. And so it is really, really important at this time to realize what is going on, be aware of it, and to bring out your own personal tool chest to do whatever necessary to keep your fields clear, to keep your mind clear, to keep your heart open, and to stay out of the chaos that is literally being spewed at every level of consciousness right now, especially the mass consciousness grids that so much of humanity are tapped into. And so, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I talk about literally disconnecting from the mass consciousness grids. And I highly recommend you do that multiple times a day right now. And for our ability to walk through this with as much ease and grace as possible, it is so important to live from your heart and stay in the present now moment. And this has been, again, a key to the work that I have been bringing through for the last couple of decades, learning to operate from the high heart, from that level of your intelligence, to stay in the present moment and not get caught up in the past or even the future and what the future is bringing, especially for those in the US with the election coming and the political dramas that are playing out for us right now. It is super important to stay in the present moment and connected into the organic ascending magnetics that continue to anchor onto the planet. And much of what is happening is being felt so profoundly for those of us who are actively assisting in anchoring the higher frequencies, because we are able to tap into those higher energies, those higher truths, because so many of the timelines or programs that have been at play for, like I said, hundreds and thousands of years are being turned up, and we've been actively unlocking these, and they're literally misfiring, if you will. There are disconnects that are happening, and with that, it's just causing a lot of chaos because they are trying to send those programs into full activation, and they're glitching, quite frankly. But it is causing a bit of chaos if you do not understand what is actually happening. So, with the awareness of knowing that there are energetic timeline programs, the 9/11 program, the Armageddon programs, all of those that have been part of the human history in this game of duality and separation, those have been reactivated, if you will. And as I said, we've been taking these programs apart and breaking the wavelengths, the energetics, the way in which they are put together. And so some of them, as they are trying to reactivate, are actually glitching out and spiraling out, which is better than them coming fully online, but it is still causing a bit of chaos out there in the energetic fields. And you may be feeling that coming back towards you energetically. I want to reiterate that we are successfully unraveling all of this. This is kind of a serious pushback at the final hour, trying to thwart our efforts of what we are here and absolutely accomplishing. And so I just want you to be aware of that energetic warfare, if you will, that is really causing some pretty intense waves of chaos, waves of fear, waves of panic, doomsday energy being played out right now. So knowing that all of this is coming apart, knowing that this is a very much so a last ditch attempt to pull off a scenario timeline program that has been in the works for a very, very long time, and having it glitch out is really they're putting on the heat. Let's just put it that way. So many of you may be experiencing this, and I just want you to be aware and know that you need to come absolutely fully back into your high heart. Understand exactly what is happening and why there is so many bursts of chaotic energy, fear energy being sent through the wavelengths, if you will. And to be able to counter that with staying in the moment, understanding what is happening, and being able to keep your own fields, your own living situation, your homes clear, clean, and aligned with the higher magnetic that is anchoring. We are simultaneously bringing on some pretty high and anchoring in some pretty high frequency tri-wave magnetics. And it is that which is going to be our saving grace, quite frankly. Quite frankly, it is our ability to tap into that, our ability to know that those new frequencies are anchoring on the planet, and that we are intimately tied into helping to anchor those frequencies and keep them active, even in the midst of all of this chaos that is spewing around us. And many of us understand that this can be a moment by moment experience. You can feel the anger and the rage and the doomsday energy, and you can, in that now moment, really clear it and come back into a state of peace. It can happen moment by moment by moment. And the goal is to have it last with that lower frequency as short as possible, coming back into that state of neutrality and even moving into those higher frequencies and states of joy. And it is a yo-yo right now for many, trying to really navigate those frequencies of the chaos and the fear, and quickly moving back into neutrality and joy. And so knowing that this is happening, knowing that the next several weeks are going to be a continuation, I really encourage you to strengthen your skill set of being able to shake things and move it out of your fields as fast as possible, coming back into that state of neutrality, coming back into your heart, choosing to align, even though you can see it all around you right now. You can see it spewing in the fields, but choosing to take your energy and align it with that absolute new tri-wave emerging frequency of the organic. This is going to be our saving grace through the next several weeks of being able to do this with ease, and having that higher awareness anytime we find ourselves being impacted by those lower frequencies. Didn't say it was going to be easy, just saying that it is essential for us to be very aware, very vigilant in our own frequency and our own energies. Not to say that you won't feel the impacts, it's kind of hard not to, but to not stay there, to be able to move yourself out of those lower frequencies in a nanosecond, clear them, and bring it back into a 0 point, and then bring it back into a state of higher joy, higher peace, and higher frequency. And so this is going to be really an important key piece over the next several weeks as we finish out 2024. Hi, I'm Raquel, and I am an ascension guide, helping you to awaken and remember your quantum self. I provide a holistic, multifaceted, and comprehensive approach to your awakening and ascension, bringing you to the cutting edge of consciousness while expanding your ability to live multidimensionally. You are a divine, sovereign being of light, and it's time to remember. Explore my website, raquelspencer.com, to learn about becoming your quantum self.